Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, and today we're diving into a very exciting topic that I believe will change the way you approach learning English. We're going to talk about how to master your mind and English together. If you've ever struggled with staying motivated or feeling confident when speaking English, this episode is definitely for you. So, let's explore how the power of your mind can help you become more fluent in English.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia, and I'm really excited to be here today with Jason. Learning English is a journey, and like any journey, it can be challenging. But what if I told you that by focusing on your mindset, you can not only make the process easier, but also more enjoyable? We'll share some practical strategies and tips to help you unlock your full potential both mentally and linguistically. So, let's get started.
Let's start by talking about why the mind plays such a big role in learning English. You might have noticed that on some days, learning English feels easy, while on other days, it can feel almost impossible. And a lot of that has to do with our mindset. When we approach language learning with a positive, open mindset, we're much more likely to stay motivated and overcome the obstacles that come with learning a new language. It's like when you have a good attitude towards something. It just makes the process smoother. But when we doubt ourselves or think we're not good enough, that can hold us back from truly improving.
Exactly, Jason. I've seen this happen to so many learners. Our thoughts influence our actions, so if you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough to speak English," then you're not going to practice or push yourself to improve. But if you shift your mindset and say, "I can do this," you'll start seeing progress. Positive thinking helps you stay motivated, focus better, and feel more confident when speaking. And here's the cool part. You don't need to change everything at once. Small, consistent shifts in your thinking can make a big difference.
Right, Julia. And let's also talk about beliefs for a second. The beliefs we have about our own abilities can either limit us or help us grow. When it comes to English, some learners believe that fluency is only for those who were born into English-speaking environments. But that's just a belief, not the truth. Anyone can learn English, no matter their background. The key is to believe that you can improve with practice and persistence.
Absolutely. So, how do we start changing our mindset? One simple way is to practice self-affirmations. These are positive statements that you can repeat daily to help shift your thinking. For example, you might say, "I'm getting better at English every day," or "Mistakes are part of my learning process." These small, positive affirmations build your confidence and help you stay focused on progress, not perfection.
And let's not forget about self-compassion. Sometimes we're our own worst critics, right? But being kind to yourself when you make mistakes is so important. Remember, no one is perfect, and every mistake is an opportunity to learn. The mind is incredibly powerful, and it can either hold us back or propel us forward. By adjusting our thinking, we can make learning English not just possible, but enjoyable. Now that we've discussed why the mind matters, let's dive into how we can master the mind. To become better at learning English. One of the key ways to master the mind is by using visualization. This is a technique where you imagine yourself speaking English fluently. Maybe you're talking with a native speaker or giving a presentation. When you picture yourself succeeding, your mind starts to believe that it's possible. This builds confidence and can help reduce anxiety, especially when you're about to speak.
That's such a powerful technique, Jason. I've used visualization myself when I was learning new skills in English, but there's another important mental tool we should talk about. Goal setting. Setting clear, achievable goals gives your learning a sense of direction and purpose. Whether it's learning 10 new words a week or having a 5-minute conversation in English every day, these goals keep you focused and motivated. Without goals, it's easy to get lost or discouraged. But when you set small targets, every little victory adds up.
Exactly, Julia. And along with goals, it's essential to have a padraig plan frágtí. It's one thing to say, I want to speak better English, but having a plan on how to do it makes all the difference. For example, maybe you'll listen to an English podcast every day for 10 minutes, or practice speaking with a friend at least once a week. A plan helps you stay consistent, and consistency is key when it comes to mastering a language.
Consistency is everything, and while goals and plans are important, there's also mental resilience. There will be days when you feel frustrated or like you're not improving. This is where having a resilient mindset helps you push through the tough times. One way to build resilience is by reminding yourself that learning a language is a long journey, and setbacks are just part of the process. If you get stuck or make mistakes, don't give up. Think of it as learning from those moments rather than letting them defeat you.
That's right. And it's all about developing a mind. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities can improve with effort and learning. If you believe you can get better at English, no matter how difficult it may seem at times, you're much more likely to keep going. Remember, every time you practice, you're getting better, even if you don't see immediate results. Over time, all that effort adds up to real improvement.
And one of the best ways to practice mental resilience and growth is by embracing mistakes. I know it's easy to feel embarrassed when you make a mistake while speaking English, but mistakes are actually your best teachers. Every time you mess up, you're learning something new. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're not failures, they're just steps on the way to fluency.
That's a fantastic point, Julia. The key is not to be afraid of mistakes, but to see them as part of the learning process. So, to summarize, visualize your success, set clear goals, have a plan, stay resilient, and most importantly, embrace mistakes. These mental techniques will help you master the mindset that's needed for learning English effectively. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about mindfulness, which is another powerful tool for mastering both your mind and English. Mindfulness is all about being fully present in the moment, without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we focus all our attention on what we're doing right now, whether it's listening, speaking, or reading in English. This kind of focus helps you improve your language skills because you're less likely to get distracted or overwhelmed.
That's such a great point, Jason. Mindfulness really helps reduce stress, which is something many learners face when speaking English. Think about it. When we're stressed, it's hard to concentrate or even remember the words we need to say. But if you practice mindfulness, you'll be able to calm your mind and focus more effectively on your English practice. For example, when you're listening to an English podcast or watching a video, try to really listen without thinking about anything else. Don't rush to understand every word. Just focus on the general meaning and let your brain process the information naturally.
Exactly, Julia. And mindfulness also helps with speaking practice. When you're mindful while speaking English, you're not worrying about mistakes or the perfect sentence structure. Instead, you're just focusing on the conversation itself, listening to your partner, and expressing your thoughts clearly. The more you do this, the more confident and fluid your speaking will become. The key is to stop judging yourself while you speak. Just let the words flow.
Yes, and mindfulness isn't just about staying focused in the moment. It also involves being patient with yourself. Sometimes when learners practice speaking or listening, they get frustrated because they can't keep up or make a mistake. But with mindfulness, you accept that learning is a process, and mistakes are part of the journey. For instance, when you're practicing a new sentence or phrase in English, don't rush to get it right immediately. Give yourself time, stay calm, and trust that with consistent practice, you'll improve.
Another great thing about mindfulness is that it helps you develop tyrete, self-awareness. The more aware you are of your thoughts and feelings while learning English, the more you can control them. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be fluent," you can replace that thought with something more encouraging, like, "I'm improving every day." This simple awareness can keep negative thoughts from holding you back.
Absolutely. Mindfulness helps you stay positive and focused, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. So let's give our listeners a quick mindfulness exercise they can try. Here's a simple one you can do right now or anytime you're practicing English. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on the sound of the English words around you. If you're listening to a podcast or reading something in English, just focus on the sounds or the words without any judgment or pressure to understand everything perfectly. This will help train your brain to be more present and less distracted.
That's a great exercise, Julia. It's all about being present, not perfect. So, to wrap up this segment, mindfulness can significantly improve your language learning by helping you stay calm, focused, and patient with yourself. It encourages you to enjoy the process instead of stressing about mistakes or perfection. Now that we've discussed the power of mindfulness, let's dive into the eye connection between a growth mindset and English fluency. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities aren't fixed. They can improve with effort, learning, and practice. And this mindset is essential for mastering English. If you believe that you can get better at speaking, listening, and understanding English, you're already setting yourself up for success.
Exactly, Jason. With a growth mindset, you stop seeing challenges as roadblocks, and instead, you see them as opportunities to grow. For instance, if you struggle to understand an English podcast at first rather than thinking, "I'll never get this," you can think, "This is tough, but I can improve by practicing more." It's about shifting your focus from immediate perfection to gradual progress. That's what keeps you motivated and moving forward, even when things get difficult.
Right. And here's the thing. English fluency doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and consistent effort. But with a growth mindset, every little step forward feels like a victory. Whether it's learning new vocabulary, improving pronunciation, or being able to hold a short conversation in English. You start to embrace the journey rather than feeling frustrated by how long it's taking.
Yes, and another thing is that a growth mindset helps you embrace mistakes as part of your learning process. When you make a mistake while speaking English, instead of feeling embarrassed, you think, "Okay, what can I learn from this?" This mindset shift is huge because it allows you to keep going, improve your skills, and gain confidence. Each mistake is a stepping stone, not a failure.
Exactly. A growth mindset also makes it easier to try new things without fear of failing. Maybe you've never tried speaking in English with a native speaker, or you're nervous about writing a long essay. But with a growth mindset, you see these challenges as a chance to improve. The more you push yourself to step outside your comfort zone, the faster you'll grow.
And one of the best things about this mindset is that it makes the process of learning English much more enjoyable. When you're not obsessed with being perfect, you can actually have fun with the language. You get to experiment with new words, phrases, and expressions, and enjoy the feeling of progress no matter how small. It makes the whole experience less stressful and more fulfilling.
So, to sum up, adopting a growth mindset is one of the most powerful things you can do to become fluent in English. By embracing mistakes, focusing on progress over perfection, and staying patient, you'll not only improve faster, but also enjoy the journey more. It's all about believing in your ability to grow and knowing that every step counts. As we wrap up today's episode, let's quickly go over some key takeaways. First, remember that your mindset plays a huge role in your English learning journey. A positive, growth-oriented mindset can help you overcome challenges, embrace mistakes, and stay motivated. Second, mindfulness is a powerful tool to help you stay present and focused while learning English. It helps reduce stress and encourages you to enjoy the process rather than worrying about perfection. And finally, adopting a growth mindset makes the entire experience of learning English more enjoyable and rewarding.
Exactly, Jason. Whether you're visualizing your success, setting small goals, or being kind to yourself through the ups and downs of learning, the key is to stay patient and keep moving forward. Remember, every small step you take brings you closer to fluency. So trust in your ability to improve and don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way.
That's right. The journey to fluency may take time, but with the right mindset and practices, you can make it happen. So, keep believing in yourself, stay consistent, and most importantly, enjoy the process of learning English.
Thank you all for listening today. We hope you feel inspired to master both your mind and your English. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with friends who might benefit from it too.
Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, keep learning, stay positive, and keep speaking English with confidence.